That's even nicer.
Okay, Megan, you ready?
Then Pilate took Jesus and had him flogged. The soldiers twisted together a crown of thorns and put it on his head. They clothed him in a purple robe and went up to him again and again, saying, "Hail, King of the Jews!" And they struck him in the face. Once more Pilate came out and said to the Jews, "Look, I am bringing him out to you to let you know that I find no basis for a charge against him." When Jesus came out wearing the crown of thorns and the purple robe, Pilate said to them, "Here is the man." As soon as the chief priests and their officials saw him, they shouted, "Crucify, crucify." But Pilate answered, "You take him and crucify him. As for me, I find no basis for a charge against him." The Jews insisted, "We have a law, and according to the law he must die because he claimed to be the Son of God." When Pilate heard this, he was even more afraid, and he went back inside the palace. "Where did you come from?" he asked Jesus, but Jesus gave him no answer. "Do you refuse to speak to me?" Pilate said, "Don't you realize I have power either to free you or to crucify you?" Jesus answered, "You would have no power over me if it were not given to you from above. Therefore, the one who handed me over to you is guilty of a greater sin." From then on, Pilate tried to set Jesus free, but the Jews kept shouting, "If you let this man go, you are no guilty of a greater sin." From then on, Pilate tried. What? I have a question. Hold on. If you let this man go, you are no.
Did Dad mess something up, copy?
If you let this man go, you are no friend of Caesar. Anyone who claims to be king opposes Caesar. When Pilate heard this, he brought Jesus out and sat down on the judge's seat at a place known as the Stone Pavement, which is Aramaic in Gabbatha, something like that. It was the day of preparation of Passover week, about the 6th hour. "Here is your king," Pilate said to the Jews, but they shouted, "Take him away, take him away." "Crucify him. Shall I crucify your king?" Pilate asked. "We have no king but Caesar," the chief priest answered. Finally, Pilate handed him over to them to be crucified. Okay, question.
Okay.
It was just confusing because it was right.
Do you think that the people that crucified Jesus got sent to hell?
What do you think?
It didn't really matter because if they trusted in Jesus, they go to heaven. If they didn't, they go to hell. But
What if they didn't really want to? They were kind of forced to, wouldn't they have been?
Yeah.
What do you mean they were forced to?
Crucify him. What if they didn't want to crucify him?
Megan.
Then they didn't have to.
What if they were forced to? That was their job.
Okay.
Oh, like the Roman soldiers?
Yeah.
Then why would they join it?
Well, I guess, it's kind of like...
Well, we'll read later on that one of the Roman soldiers
Yeah.
begins to clue in and think, I think this guy is who he says he is.
No, but that was the guy.
I think they said, but don't you, well, that's kind of like that video we watched the other night.
What video?
I mean,
What video?
yeah, Easter video, but it's kind of like, look at it today. I mean, we each have a choice to make. We can go along with crucifying him, or we can't. We can go along with, if someone's making fun of Jesus, are we going to join in the fun, or are we going to say no? Now, we might suffer a consequence if we stand up and say, no, I serve Jesus. Are we going to make that choice? Are we going to stand up for what we believe in and say, no, I do trust Jesus, even though you're making fun of him and you don't? So couldn't the Roman soldiers, they probably would have lost their lives, but they would have stood up for what they believed, that this guy is innocent.
Or maybe they crucified him, but then after they saw and heard that he'd resurrected from the dead, maybe they changed their minds then.
And knew it,
So,
yeah.
And that remains to be seen. Okay, who wants to talk to
Wait,
Sabrina?
me.
I
what's in the agreement?
Hands this way. The whip.
Okay, so what they do with the whip?
Let me see it. They whip Jesus.
It didn't
How
say
many
anything
times?
about that. It
45
just said they
times.
flogged.
How many?
45.
I thought it was
38.
Let me see the whip. I want to see the
39. One shy of 40.
whip.
Why didn't they do them 40?
Oh, because there was something back in that time, the number, wasn't there?
Something like
It
that.
had to be odd. I don't like odd numbers.
Well,
Hey,
no,
Dad,
but they can
I
only
want
do it.
to
some-
open the crown of thorns. That one.
Okay, well, let's see. Let me,
Let me see it.
Whip, whip, whip.
have you ever been spanked?
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I heard.
You have?
Yesterday.
Hey, quick.
Recently, I get
So, does it feel good to be spanked?
No.
grounding is worse.
Okay. Now, think of this. Jesus didn't have a shirt or anything, or a robe on his back, and they took a whip and whipped him so hard that it ripped open his skin and left whelps and caused him to bleed.
But there were like pieces of glass in there though.
Do
They're
you
called
think?
cat and nine tails.
Do you think that hurt?
Yeah.
Now,
But isn't
why?
that how they made the whips with glass in them?
Well, I think
Some of them.
this is what I think of. I think the owners really like them.
So,
Yes, he got.
why do you think Jesus would do something like that? Allow himself to be whipped like that?
Because he's the Messiah.
What does John 3:16 say, Hayden?
God so loved the world.
Oh! What? For God what?
God so loved the world.
He loved. One of the reasons I think Jesus was willing to endure that was because he loved us.
Can I have the last brownie?
No,